Inland Empire should be renamed Inner Child. Hey YouTube, it hasn't been long at all since I last recorded a session. In fact, it's the very next day. I just can't stay away. I gotta find out what's happening inside that weird building, and I gotta keep just doing stuff in this game. It's too much fun. Alright. Yeah, scratch your head, buddy. That's appropriate. Okay, let's go back in here now that we've got it open. Okay, we need to find something that is powerful enough to open up that. I think we went down here, right? Yeah, there was some like coins on the ground, but nothing else to do because we can see the street. Okay. Yep, we got the things from the hole in the wall. I wonder if the freezer is any different now that we've turned off power, but got something to check out over here. The wall collapsed. It's inaccessible now. Did I look in here?
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
I don't think that I did.
Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Suddenly I'm reminded of, like, a darker version of Kevin from Home Alone. Let's see what Kim thinks it is. Kim, what is this thing? Is it a furnace?
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney.
He opens the door and gingerly peeks inside.
No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
Great. Let's look inside furnace.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs.
Interesting.
The echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them.
What are you doing?
The lieutenant asks when he sees you climb halfway inside the furnace. I'm hallucinating, or maybe it's the entity. I'm starting to want to be straight with Kim. I'm not sure, Kim, but I think I can hear someone talking upstairs.
Wait, really? Maybe it's coming from behind those safety curtains we saw upstairs.
Huh. I know I avoided the entity prompt just a second ago, but, you know, I like starting with the fact of the matter that I hear voices. Kim's like, oh, maybe they're in the room, and, you know, I just want to see what he thinks of Placence and her ideas.
You're right. The rooms do look like they're connected, but malignant entities don't exist. At least not the supernatural kind.
Then what was the chatter you heard?
I'm gonna kick it with my foot.
A hollow ring echoes through the furnace.
Maybe
Your
I should
toe hurts.
stop doing this. Ah! Man, I did not realize I would take away health just kicking it. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna yell hello into the furnace.
Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
Oh.
you've awakened the entity.
Or just surprised a lady.
And it's a woman, of course. The malicious entities are always women.
I do not like who I am deep down. Choice number 2? It's funny, I'm realizing this is the police doesn't not have the power in this world that it does in my own. I'm gonna go with this just because it's fucking hilarious. I summon the ghost of this doomed commercial area. Now be gone, vile succubus.
Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
Boom.
You hear a low rumble upstairs. The sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
I'm not gonna. Why would I do this? It's pure curiosity that makes me even consider doing this, but
A
okay.
lush layer of coal now covers your skin, sinking into the wrinkles. Your hands look ancient. You feel the spirit of Ramut Karzai, ancient hero of Grad, pulsing through you. All that's left is to cover your face in war paint.
Inland Empire should be renamed Inner Child. Oh, I'm gonna do it. Hadramut Karzai! Smear your cheeks with black
3
coal.
dangerous stripes appear onto your cheeks, telling stories of your wild soul.
My wild soul.
What are you doing?
Kim's reaction was worth it. I'm gonna come back to reality. Nothing. That was stupid.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Okay. Let's go back upstairs. And there's another door we haven't been into yet, I think. Oh, nope, that's... The door that we just came through is the door that I thought we hadn't explored yet. There's the curtain. This tray is full of dice. Colorful polyhedral dice. Hundreds of them. As you might use in an RPG. The candy dispenser has been repurposed to contain thousands of dice. I think I can put away the flashlight now.
Hello, I'm Nia.
A bird-like woman sits on a throne of tools, with emerald light shining through her hair.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius.
Hmm.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
All of them. I'm a nerd.
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now.
Yes, in the Empire, I think it is wise to go along with the masquerade for a little while. Oh, that moves on from these options. You must have me confused with someone else. I haven't knocked on your window unless she means the curtain.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
Hold on. What do you mean by milius?
Yes, a melee is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
Milia is like a call-in station.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
Why are you asking me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
I'm trying to put into words why I'm so flabbergasted. I think it's because it's so rare in like an RPG or a work of fiction like this to have a similar work of fiction inside it. Like, I've never encountered, not to say it doesn't exist, but I've never encountered like a D&D party playing D&D in the game. Like the closest I've seen is like the Order of the Stick, where they're aware that they're D&D characters.
As she speaks, her bone-like fingers fiddle with a ring. Her bones light, but her hands strong. Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
No, I was looking for something else. Sirs. I'm just gonna, lean into her ideas.
Very good. My rate is 10 real per set, unless you want something really unusual. Take a look around and see if there's any particular stone you want to use.
The walls around her are covered with rows of precious stones and minerals.
This person means you, or no one else, absolutely no harm. She will answer freely and honestly.
And I want to know absolutely everything about her and why she is the only person in this building and why there's enough work to sustain her. How did you become a dice maker?
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
And do you like role-playing games yourself?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
Interesting.
She's thankful for the security they provide her.
Yeah. Role-playing games do tend to be played by rich nerds. I'm going to get to asking her the questions about the case and stuff like that, but I'm going to do other things first, just to establish some rapport. Not that I really think it matters, but that's just what feels right to me. Hey, where are we anyway? What is this place?
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
She looks at the ruddy bricks that make up the walls. Even though they've been repainted, there are still signs of coal-black soot here and there.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
That is a plus.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
I mean, I'm not going to call her the entity, but I should ask about that.
Creative.
The lieutenant looks around the spacious room, its ceiling fading into shadows above. Do you know what happened to other tenants? Everyone else is gone.
Less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Rats scuttle in the dark rooms under the abandoned blow dryers and dusty mannequins. Cobwebs cover rotors and radio computers alike. So much failure.
There's so much I can ask her. This is very cool. I'll just go down the list. There used to be a hair salon here, right?
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
Something inside me certainly is, and I bet you Half-Light's about to rear its ugly
You
head.
wouldn't like it either. The others would laugh at you.
Physical instrument. Same difference. Wait. Like, again, I think it would be interesting to do a playthrough or specifically being a bigoted asshole on purpose, but because I haven't decided to play that way when I started, it's really hard for me to choose these options because that's just the farthest from who I am. But I don't just want to, like, lean into that stuff. So I'll just say, I guess I'm a simple man. I don't really have any opinions on
Me neither.
hairstyles.
I just want it off my face.
What happened to the
It
gym?
wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's boxing club. A community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
That's cool. And who was Artemitep?
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
Maybe that's what Kuno needs, a community-centric boxing club.
Kuno? Who's Kuno?
He's a little ginger gremlin who likes to defile dead bodies.
Yes. You mean the kid with the sailor's mouth? Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard.
She looks out of the window. It's oddly quiet there at the moment.
I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
I'm forced to agree. Judging from the kids I've met so far, it didn't really work, did it?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
Oh.
You should have known it.
Fucking electrochemistry.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
I would imagine so. What's up with the broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff medias. Who would have guessed? And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
Cool, very cool about the debris, but what's a snuff video?
It's a sub-Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
Jesus Christ. Wow.
What does she mean to get off on it?
Come on, electrochemistry, don't be coy.
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
That doesn't mean I can't be appalled by it.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
Did someone here make stuffed animals? I saw mounts lying around.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs.
This is going to be electrochemistry, isn't it?
But what drugs exactly?
I've decided to lean into this. I need to know what drugs he was doing for my police report.
He got high on some weird taxidermy chemicals. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Eventually, they caused him to lose control of his bladder. The smell was awful.
Yike.
Even you can probably do better than that.
Thank you, electrochemistry. Thank you.
You can almost see it. A small, sickly old man, hunched behind his work desk, his pants stained with old piss, stuffing a sad, stiff-legged raccoon dog. The entire scene looks tragic.
And something I do not want to become. I found creepy mannequins.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
I didn't know insects had any rights, or activists.
Yeah, the atelier didn't know it either. They produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
So far, this is all just stories of, like, either bad business decisions or bad luck, but it is remarkably interesting that all of these people are in this building. But insects don't have any brains or feelings.
Actually, insects do have brains. But yes, I understand what you're saying. I think the protesters took it a little too far.
They do have brains.
As she shifts around, you notice several dead flies on the windowsill in front of her. Legs up. They're not moving.
Well spotted, I guess?
Anything else?
I'm going to ask about the strange machine last. What's with the rotor blades and skis?
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money.
She rests her chin on her hand with an impish smile.
Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
Interesting. What do those transmissions
Usual,
say?
I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
Her smile widens before she sees the lieutenant's face behind you.
Men like that are a curse.
Yep, they specialize in rug pulls.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
In the house. What a strange way to refer to where we are. There was a terrifying taxidermied bear in the cellar.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here.
She smiles and leans closer, hands on her knees like a stand-up comedian ready to tell a story.
The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Alright. What about the other
There
ideas?
was really just one. And it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth.
That's, not terribly innovative.
And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
She leans back, disapproving.
Sounds like she really didn't like those girls.
It does.
Fritter does the same thing.
It's true. I know a girl just like that. She works in Fritte as a cashier and she's not particularly friendly.
Employing silky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. Unfortunately, they always come in packs. I'm talking about acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the shop. At least that's what happened with Revachol ICT. And they already had the bear.
She closes her eyes as if remembering something painful. It didn't work out.
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted. Eventually, Revachol ICT lost the price war to its rival, Glacé 5000. Glacé 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
I killed the bear.
You did what?
She rolls her swivel chair an inch closer to you, unsure whether she heard you right. I had to kill the bear to become the bear. I murdered it. With my own bare hands, I laid it to rest. It's my trophy now. Man, it's so tempting to say the weird shit. Like, I wish I understood, like, this simultaneous reaction of curiosity and temptation and restraints is like, it's so weird. It's like that feeling of being a child and wanting to push the button even though you know you shouldn't. I'll just go straight. Because this is one of the few, like, nice people we've talked to. I unplugged the fridge to help Revachol ICT cut their losses.
Of course they left it plugged in. Even in death, the bear is costing them money. The taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. He called it Megatherian.
So wait, it was actually a taxidermy bear? And not just... Wow, that's even creepier.
Scary, but cool.
Megatheria?
Megatherian, a mega wild beast.
What's a mega wild
It's
beast?
an imaginary beast that guides you through life.
I wonder what Lena would think of this.
By telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
Oh. I call mine electrochemistry.
Maybe this wise and noble beast can guide you toward those amphetamines you've been craving.
And maybe you can shut the fuck up.
The horrific necktie tightens around your neck, strangely excited. But it doesn't feel particularly fun this time around.
Or 5. Grab your necktie and mumble. No, you beast. Wow. That's remarkably straightforward. I don't think I'm going to go with that, though. I'm going to go with number 5. It's fun.
What?
Do you ever feel like your vision beast is trying to blackmail the fun out of you?
No, officer. I don't have a vision beast. Normal people don't have vision beasts. Only drug-addled madmen like the taxidermists do.
I was asking for a friend. What about horrific neckties? Do normal people have horrific neckties?
I guess they do sometimes, officer. But I don't understand how it's relevant to our discussion.
It's a long story.
Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
She seems almost sad, finishing the story. Some dust beams swirl in the morning light. Her eyes follow it idly.
Little sparkling embers under the window. Outside its light, light scatters from the low-hanging cloud cover. There's always the threat of snow.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time.
I found the building's intercom, but it's not working.
Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
Oh, cool. So you're telling me that the doorbell with the empty name card was yours?
That's right. I haven't even written my name there. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet.
A strange thing happened when I tried calling a company named Slipstream SCA, which we asked her about. Someone answered.
It can't be true. They don't work here anymore. They've been gone for years.
She looks like she doesn't really believe you.
Are you sure it was Slipstream SCA? Was it a woman? Maybe it was Plaisance from the bookstore.
First, it wasn't Plaisance. I know her and would have recognized her
All
voice.
right. But did this person say anything?
She said she was from Tricentennial Electrics.
Tricentennial Electrics?
There's a moment before she recognizes the name.
It used to be a major electric company 100 years ago. Are you sure it wasn't just some kids playing a prank on you?
Whoa.